Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Welcome back to Sahara Football. As usual, I am your host, Kwesi Appiah. Today we're going to talk about a few issues, mainly Otto Pfister, the former head coach of the Ghana Black Stars, has voiced his thoughts on the Afcon 1992. I am sure you've been following this channel closely, and you remember earlier I talked about the captaincy issue in 1992 that denied us the trophy, Anthony Baffoe being given the captaincy ahead of Tony Yeboah. Abedi Pele, many feel being integral in that decision. Otto Pfister has given his opinion on that. Tony Yeboah narrates the story as follows: that they were in the end, Otto Pfister told them that directive has come for Anthony Baffoe to be given the captaincy. He has commented on that decision in an interview with City TV. I'll be giving you details on that interview. Also, sports journalist who I admire very much, Gary Outsmith, has tested positive for the COVID-19. He announced it on his Twitter handle and Facebook account yesterday, and he is doing pretty well in the hospital and reporting from there for his TV station Joy News and Joy Sports. We wish him speedy recovery. I'm finally also going to talk to you about Coach Kwesi Appiah. We all know I've been sounding like a broken record. Honestly, it's really getting out of hand on this issue. Coach Kwesi Appiah's MONIES has been paid him. He has been paid $70,000 of the $185,000 owed him, and he has commented on that issue. As usual, if you're new to the channel, I'll advise you to subscribe to the channel and to click on the notification bell to get more updates. So I'll start off from Otto Pfister, the former coach of the Ghana Black Stars in the 1992 African Cup of Nations. Now, Otto Pfister was the one who gave the directive, or who got the directive, that Tony Baffoe should be named the captain that would lead the Ghana Black Stars in the final, because Abedi Pele at that time was giving a second yellow card that omitted him from the final. That brought a lot of unrest in the team, and many felt that was why Tony Yeboah, who got so many chances he should have scored, he would have scored in a normal day. Tony Yeboah admitted recently also that it really got to him. He really didn't like that decision. It got to him, he has to be honest, and probably that is why he missed so many sitters and Ghana did not lift the trophy. Otto Pfister says maybe he was wrong in following out that directive. Now, the former coach of the Black Stars, German tactician, has dismissed suggestions that the decision cost Ghana the title. He says he could have been wrong, but with Abedi Pele suspended from the final in Dakar, Pfister chose Anthony Baffoe to lead the team out, much to the surprise of most senior players. Yeboah revealed in an interview, as I said, that he was really hurt by that coach's decision, which may have contributed to the defeat. In an interview with City TV, Otto Pfister, who is now 82 years, opened up about the controversies 28 years ago that have renewed interest after TV appearances from former players of that 1992 squad. This is what Otto Pfister said: team handling is one of the most difficult duties of a football coach, but in Ghana it's a special situation with this clan thing. There are Ashantis and Gadang-based people, Kumasi people, and Accra people. So I thought to keep out this problem, and maybe it was a mistake, but I gave Tony Baffoe the captain's armband because he was from Germany and he was out of this whole clan thing. This is why I gave him the captain. Baffoe also spoke French, and one of the linesmen also spoke French, just like Abedi, who speaks English and French. But Tony Yeboah speaks English and German, and I had to make a choice, so I chose Baffoe. But Tony Baffoe was also a great player. He played in Düsseldorf and also played with Metz in France. But beyond all that, he was the most neutral. He was absolutely neutral. That's why I gave him the captaincy. But this is not why we lost the final. It was 28 years ago, and I'm sorry to Tony Yeboah for this, but I think it wasn't such a big problem. Tony Yeboah revealed in the interview that he was angry with the decision by Pfister and the coach. We were in the hall I did not see a reaction from him. You have to remember, in the African Cup of Nations final, it was a very stressful situation. Maybe he was angry inside, and I'm sorry for that, but I don't think that's why we lost the final. After negotiating a group that included Egypt, Zambia, Ghana Black Stars, departed Nigeria, went into the semi-finals, we beat Nigeria in the semi-finals before setting up the finals with Cote d'Ivoire. After the game ended 0-0 in normal time, it ended 11-0 in favor of the Ivorians. So Otto Pfister, he has revealed a lot here in this interview. He says the clan issue. So we were really spot on that. The clan issue, Ashanti's, Ghana Dangbe. So it has been something that has been going on for so long. This was in 1992, 28 years ago. And he is explaining that the neutral person was Tony Baffoe, and that is why he gave him the captaincy. That's quite interesting. That's quite a revelation by Otto Pfister, and I'm really surprised by that. Maybe he wanted a neutral person in that, trying to do the right thing. He angered most of the senior players. He said they did not show the anger at that time, and rightly so, they wouldn't show the anger at that time. They were going to play in a final and they needed to be focused, and I think Otto Pfister trying to do the right thing in choosing a neutral person might have exacerbated the situation. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments box. After this revelation by Otto Pfister, do you think he did the right thing in giving the captaincy to Anthony Baffoe at that time? Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. He stated that the clan issue was the main reason why he chose a neutral person in Tony Baffoe. It's quite interesting. To my next story, it has to do with Coach Kwesi Appiah. And Coach Kwesi Appiah and his MONIES, the GFA owe him. Now, the GFA owe Coach Kwesi Appiah a tune of $185,000. Recently, I brought you a story that Coach Kwesi Appiah had gone to the BBC and spoken to them. He cried prejudice at the behavior being shown them, and he said he has been owed since August 2019, and wondering if they would do that to a white coach. He gave an example of Avram Grant, who was owed for just a month, and that was even because he hadn't presented his report for the Afcon 2017. So he was wondering why they were doing this dilly-dally thing with him, Coach Kwesi Appiah. Well, I think it worked, and he has been paid $70,000 of his $185,000. He has confirmed receipt of that monies, and I think we could be getting to the end of this current situation. But delays in payment of coaches should not be something that we should condone. Immediate past Black Stars coach Kwesi Appiah has said that the Ministry of Youth and Sports has paid him $70,000 of his $185,000. In an interview with GH Sports News, he confirmed he has received the said amount from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. I have received 2 months arrears out of the 5 months owed me. I personally do not want to talk about this anymore. How do you owe someone 5 months and you pay only 2 months arrears? Kwesi Appiah, I think Kwesi Appiah just wants everything sorted out so he can wash his hands out of the Ghana Black Stars issue. Remember, DK Poison, a boxer in his heydays, a great boxer in his heydays, loaned the country some money. Until now, he hasn't been paid back. So I think most of the players and coaches and everyone involved with the Ghana football sports scene know that if they don't work hard to get their money now, they might not get it back. But I think since they paid $70,000, they can and will pay the remainder to Coach Kwesi Appiah. A bit of patience from him will be required in this, getting this thing sorted out. I move on to my final story on a sad note. A guy I admire so much, Outsmith, has contracted the coronavirus. He confirmed it yesterday on his Twitter and Facebook handles, stating that he is fine and that after consultation with his family, he has decided to announce that he has COVID-19 and he is keeping safe. Now, as per the statement below, this is what he wrote on his Twitter. The multimedia group where I work have recorded 5 COVID-19 cases. I am one of them. After consultation with my family, we decided that from me speaking about my experience, we can talk about this stigmatization issue and probably try to eradicate it. Gary is a strong guy for coming out to tell us that he has COVID-19. He will beat this. We wish him speedy recovery, and soon we might be hearing that this COVID-19 pandemic is all over and done with. Probably a vaccine coming in before the end of the year. Speedy recovery to Gary Outsmith. Wish him the very, very best. So that has been it for today. I've been talking to you about Gary Outsmith contracting the coronavirus pandemic, a journalist, sports journalist with Multimedia Group. Also, I've been talking to you about Otto Pfister revealing why he gave the captaincy to Tony Baffoe. He says maybe he was wrong in doing that, but at the time he was doing the right thing, choosing a neutral person in Tony Baffoe. And also, Kwesi Appiah has been paid $70,000 of $185,000 owed him by the FA. Your thoughts on everything in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day.